Before this video begins, I'd like to make an announcement. My channel, LosMerenguesTV, is about to start a new podcast kind of thing, only and only about Real Madrid and Real Madrid related stuff. And I'll be doing the first episode of that podcast with another channel named BlancosFanTV. I'll leave his channel's link in the description below, and I'll be doing the podcast and I'll be uploading it in a couple of days. Yeah, I hope you guys give me the support and hope it gets a lot of love. And yeah, let's get on with the video. Ladies and gentlemen, the fixtures of the 2019-2020 La Liga are out. And there's nothing new about the fixtures anyway. It's the same teams. But what is interesting is how we can actually talk about how we might perform, and comparing the head-to-head record, what kind of games we should watch out, and what games might be a threat depending on the time or the date the game is scheduled on. I mean, for example, let's just take a look at the top teams, like if, like those. Let's look at the teams who finished top four last season, which are in fact FC Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and Valencia in order. So if you look at Barcelona, we all know how they just finished this last season. I'm not even hesitating to use the word finished. They literally finished this last season, and it's also a bit disheartening to actually know that we haven't defeated them since 2016. But let's be positive and optimistic. I think we can actually do this. We can actually defeat them this time. And considering the new signings that Real Madrid has just made, I think Real Madrid can actually take a chance this time. Last season we didn't even have a chance. I think I predicted that way before the matches even happened. But this time I think we do have a chance. And one Clasico is scheduled in the 27th of October 2019, and one is on the 1st of March 2020. So I think on 27th of October, I think the key is to just not drop points as such. And during that time, it's just the group stage of the Champions League. I mean, considering that we are keeping the Champions League in mind too. But when it comes to the first match, the one played in the being played in the Bernabeu, uh, on first match, there's actually a potential chance that in the same week, there might be a Champions League match day. So I think that's going to be one hell of a week in for all Real Madrid fans. Only if we do have a chance in both the Champions League and La Liga, like unlike last season. So let's be optimistic. I think we're going to defeat FC Barcelona this time. The next top team in La Liga is none other than Atletico Madrid, who are also our city rivals, and will be facing them on the 29th of September 2019 and also on the 2nd of February 2020. First being away and the second one being home. I think defeating them this time shouldn't be that much of a problem because they've lost their star players like Antoine Griezmann, Diego Godin, and Lucas Hernandez. So they're in that process of rebuilding. They've also signed João Felix, but I think this time we should be able to defeat them, considering that we also now have a star-studded squad with amazing signings that we've just made, and also considering that we have good form in the La Liga this season, in the future, and it also doesn't interfere with our Champions League schedule. I think defeating Atletico Madrid shouldn't be a problem, and the key is to not lose points at the end of the day. So I think we should be able to defeat Atletico Madrid in both the Bernabeu and the Wanda Metropolitano. But again, no overconfidence taken, and yeah, we should be able to defeat. This team among the top four is Valencia, which is of course because they finished fourth last season. Real Madrid faced Valencia away from home on the 15th of December 2019 and at home on the 22nd of March 2020. Valencia have always been a top side at home. Real Madrid have only been able to clinch the win against them. Only once actually since the 2013-14 La Liga. I don't know how long the run is, but they've been excellent when we play away from home to them. So facing Valencia is also a challenge, and the key is to not drop points again. Actually, that applies to every team, but when it's the top four you're talking about from last season, you need to be extra cautious and you need to make sure that you play well. So yeah. Talking about the teams that came from relegation, which are Osasuna, of course, Granada, and the last team being Mallorca. I don't remember Osasuna and Mallorca being very difficult, but I do remember Granada giving a hard time. I think it was in the 2015-16 La Liga that we were actually playing them away from home, and Luka Modric clinched like an 86th minute winner to make it 2-1. So that was also a risky game. Having mentioned the teams, the top teams or the ones that have just arrived from relegation, I've also left out teams like Alaves, Athletic Bilbao, Getafe. Getafe was one of the shockers last season. Even Real Betis, they were also excellent, and Sevilla, one of the top sides in La Liga. Villarreal, who didn't have a very great season last time, but they can be competitive as well. So the key is to not drop points against these teams too, because these teams can give you a surprise. For example, taking Villarreal, they actually drew to Real Madrid at home, and Sevilla, they defeated Real Madrid 3-0 at home. So the key is to not lose points, and the key is to keep our cool together and play well as a team. And considering that we now have better quality in the team, unlike last season. Not that the team did not have quality, but they just couldn't do it last time. Yeah, whatever the fixtures might be, whatever the dates might be, the key is simple. When you play the league, you have to play it like FC Barcelona. I have to give them props for that. They're just simply amazing at the league. So yeah, that's it, guys. The fixtures have just been announced, and that was my reaction. And of course, not missing out on the Celta Vigo game, the first game in La Liga, playing them away from home is also going to be a challenge. Celta Vigo are also a top side, and no team should be taken to be granted in the La Liga. I hope we do clinch a win. I'm predicting that we're going to win 3-1 against them. Just one of those predictions. So yeah, let me know what other videos you want me to do, and how much you like this video. Comment below, I guess. Share, subscribe, and yeah, Hala Madrid.
Got me talking.